Types of microbial products and their application in domestic animals. There are several types of microbial products that can be used in domestic animals, including probiotics. These are live microorganisms that, when administered in adequate amounts, can confer a health benefit on the host animal. Probiotics can improve gut health, boost immunity, and aid in digestion. Common probiotics used in domestic animals include Lactobacillus, Bifidobacterium, and Streptococcus. Prebiotics. These are non-digestible food ingredients that stimulate the growth and/or activity of beneficial bacteria in the gut. Prebiotics can improve gut health, reduce inflammation, and enhance immunity. Common prebiotics used in domestic animals include fructooligosaccharides, FOS, inulin, and galactooligosaccharides, GOS. Symbiotics. These are combinations of probiotics and prebiotics that work together to improve gut health and boost immunity. Symbiotics can enhance the growth and activity of beneficial bacteria in the gut and improve the effectiveness of probiotics. Enzymes. These are microbial products that help break down complex nutrients in the diet, making them more available for digestion and absorption. Enzymes can improve feed efficiency, reduce feed costs, and enhance animal performance. Common enzymes used in domestic animals include amylases, proteases, and lipases. Organic acids. These are microbial products that can help control the growth of harmful bacteria in the gut, reducing the risk of digestive disorders and improving gut health. Organic acids can also improve feed efficiency and enhance animal performance. Common organic acids used in domestic animals include acetic acid, propionic acid, and butyric acid. Microbial feed additives. These are microbial products that can be added to animal feed to improve animal performance, enhance gut health, and reduce the risk of digestive disorders. Common microbial feed additives used in domestic animals include yeast, Bacillus spp, and Enterococcus spp. Some other microbial products that can be used in domestic animals include probiotic-derived metabolites. These are compounds produced by probiotics during fermentation, such as short-chain fatty acids, SCUs, and bacteriocins. These metabolites can provide a range of health benefits to the animal, including improved gut health, reduced inflammation, and enhanced immunity. Phytogenic feed additives. These are natural plant-based products that contain a variety of bioactive compounds, such as essential oils, flavonoids, and saponins. Phytogenic feed additives can improve gut health, enhance immunity, and reduce the risk of digestive disorders. Probiotic-based biofilms. These are specialized communities of microorganisms that can adhere to surfaces and form protective layers. Probiotic-based biofilms can be used to protect animals from harmful bacteria, improve gut health, and enhance animal performance. Microbial enzymes. In addition to digestive enzymes, microbial enzymes can be used for other purposes in animal feed, such as improving the texture and flavor of feed, reducing anti-nutritional factors, and increasing the shelf life of feed. The application of microbial products in domestic animals is becoming increasingly common. As farmers and animal nutritionists seek to improve animal health and performance while reducing the use of antibiotics and other chemicals. However, it is important to note that the efficacy of microbial products can vary depending on the animal species, age, and health status, as well as the specific strain and dosage of the microbial product used. Therefore, it is essential to consult with a qualified professional before using any microbial products in domestic animals. Probiotic-based vaccines. Some probiotic strains have the ability to stimulate the immune system, making them useful for developing vaccines. Probiotic-based vaccines can provide long-lasting protection against infectious diseases, and they can also be more cost-effective and easier to administer than traditional vaccines. Microbial bioreactors. These are systems that use microorganisms to produce various compounds, such as enzymes, organic acids, and bioactive peptides, for use in animal feed. Microbial bioreactors can be used to produce large quantities of high-quality products in a controlled environment, reducing the need for animal-based sources of these compounds. Microbial consortia. These are groups of microorganisms that work together to provide a range of health benefits to the animal, such as improved gut health, enhanced immunity, and reduced inflammation. Microbial consortia can be customized to meet the specific needs of different animal species and production systems. Microbial-based biostimulants. These are microbial products that can improve plant growth and health, which in turn can benefit the animals that eat those plants. Microbial-based biostimulants can enhance nutrient uptake, increase yield, and improve the quality of feed for domestic animals. Microbial-based silage inoculants. These are microbial products that are added to silage to improve the fermentation process and preserve the quality of feed for domestic animals. Microbial-based silage inoculants can reduce dry matter losses, increase feed digestibility, and improve animal performance. Microbial-based biofertilizers. These are microbial products that can be used to enhance soil health and plant growth, which in turn can benefit the animals that eat those plants. Microbial-based biofertilizers can improve nutrient availability, increase yield, and reduce the need for synthetic fertilizers and chemicals. Microbial-based insecticides. These are microbial products that can be used to control insect pests that can harm domestic animals or their feed. Microbial-based insecticides are often more targeted and less harmful to non-target organisms than chemical insecticides, making them a safer and more sustainable option. Microbial-based bioplastics. These are microbial products that can be used to produce biodegradable plastics, reducing the environmental impact of plastic waste. Microbial-based bioplastics can be produced using a variety of microorganisms, such as bacteria, fungi, and algae. Microbial-based water treatments. These are microbial products that can be used to improve the quality of water for domestic animals. Microbial-based water treatments can reduce the risk of waterborne diseases, enhance nutrient absorption, and improve animal performance. Microbial-based bioremediation agents. These are microbial products that can be used to degrade and remove contaminants from the environment, such as pollutants in soil and water. Microbial-based bioremediation agents can improve the health of the ecosystem and reduce the risk of exposure to harmful substances for both domestic animals and humans. Microbial-based biofilters. These are systems that use microorganisms to remove harmful substances from the air, such as ammonia and other gases produced by animal waste. Microbial-based biofilters can improve air quality, reduce odors, and protect the health of both animals and workers in animal production facilities. Microbial-based biocontrol agents. These are microbial products that can be used to control plant diseases and pests, reducing the need for chemical pesticides and herbicides. Microbial-based biocontrol agents can be applied to crops or to the soil, and they can provide long-lasting protection against a range of pests and diseases. In summary, microbial products have a wide range of applications in animal agriculture, from improving animal health and performance to promoting sustainability and reducing the use of chemicals. As more research is conducted and new products are developed, microbial-based solutions will continue to play an increasingly important role in meeting the challenges of modern animal agriculture. However, it is important to note that the use of microbial products must be carefully managed to ensure their safety, efficacy, and environmental sustainability. The significance of karma in Buddhism. Karma is a central concept in Buddhism, representing the idea that our actions have consequences that affect our future experiences. The word karma comes from the Sanskrit word for action, and refers to the idea that our actions create a kind of energy that affects our lives. According to Buddhist teachings, karma is not simply a matter of cause and effect, but is also influenced by our intentions and the state of our mind. In other words, it is not just what we do that matters, but also why we do it and how we feel about it. The concept of karma is closely tied to the idea of rebirth, which is central to Buddhist beliefs. According to this idea, our actions in this life will determine our future experiences in future lives. If we act with kindness and compassion, we will create positive karma that will lead to good experiences in future lives. If we act with greed and anger, we will create negative karma that will lead to suffering in future lives. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of taking responsibility for our actions, and of cultivating positive qualities such as compassion, generosity, and wisdom. By doing so, we can create positive karma that will lead to happiness and well-being in our current life and in future lives. The concept of karma is also closely tied to the idea of interdependence, which is another central concept in Buddhism. According to this idea, all things are interconnected, and our actions have an impact not just on ourselves, but on the world around us as well. One of the key teachings of karma in Buddhism is that our actions create a kind of energy that affects our lives. This energy can be positive or negative, depending on the nature of our actions, and can have an impact not just on ourselves, but on those around us as well. For example, if we act with kindness and compassion, we create positive karma that can lead to good experiences in the future. Conversely, if we act with anger and greed, we create negative karma that can lead to suffering and hardship. In this way, the concept of karma highlights the importance of living in a way that is mindful of our actions and their impact on others. By cultivating positive qualities and acting with kindness and compassion, we can create a positive ripple effect that will benefit not just ourselves, but also those around us. Once upon a time, there was a wealthy merchant who was known for his greed and lack of generosity. One day, he met a Buddhist monk who asked him for a donation to help support a nearby monastery. The merchant, seeing an opportunity to gain favor and prestige, gave the monk a small donation. Over time, the merchant's fortunes began to decline. His business suffered, and he experienced a number of personal setbacks. Feeling desperate, he remembered the monk and the small donation he had made. He decided to go and visit the monastery, hoping that the monks there might be able to help him in some way. When he arrived at the monastery, the monks welcomed him warmly and listened to his troubles. They offered him food, shelter, and comfort, and he began to feel a sense of peace and contentment that he had not experienced in years. As he spent more time at the monastery, the merchant began to learn about the teachings of Buddhism, including the concept of karma. He realized that his past actions, including his greed and lack of generosity, had created negative karma that was affecting his life. Determined to change his ways, the merchant began to practice generosity and compassion. He donated a portion of his wealth to the monastery, and began to help others in need. Over time, his fortunes began to improve, and he experienced a sense of peace and contentment that he had never felt before. In this way, the merchant's story illustrates the concept of karma in Buddhism. His past actions, including his lack of generosity, had created negative karma that was affecting his life. However, by practicing generosity and compassion, he was able to create positive karma that led to a happier and more fulfilling life. In conclusion, the concept of karma is a central idea in Buddhism, representing the idea that our actions have consequences that affect our future experiences. By taking responsibility for our actions and cultivating positive qualities such as compassion and wisdom, we can create positive karma that will lead to happiness and well-being in this life and in future lives. The concept of karma also highlights the importance of living in a way that is mindful of our actions and their impact on others, emphasizing the interconnectedness of all things and the importance of acting with kindness and compassion. The interaction between wildlife and agricultural environments is a complex and multifaceted issue that has significant implications for both the natural world and human societies. On one hand, wildlife can have negative impacts on agriculture, such as crop damage and the spread of diseases to livestock. On the other hand, wildlife can also have positive effects, such as pollination and pest control. In order to effectively manage this interaction, it is important to understand the underlying causes and consequences, as well as to develop sustainable solutions that take into account the needs of both wildlife and agriculture. One of the main reasons why wildlife and agriculture interact is because of the overlap of their habitats. As human populations continue to grow and expand into wild areas, wildlife is forced to adapt to new environments, including agricultural lands. This often leads to conflicts between wildlife and farmers, who may view wildlife as a threat to their crops and livelihoods. In some cases, these conflicts can result in the destruction of wildlife habitats and populations, as well as the degradation of agricultural lands. Another factor that contributes to the interaction between wildlife and agriculture is the use of pesticides and other chemicals in agriculture. These substances can have toxic effects on wildlife, particularly on birds and other pollinators, which play a critical role in maintaining the health of ecosystems and the stability of food systems. Additionally, the use of pesticides can alter the balance of ecosystems, leading to the decline of some species and the proliferation of others, which can have cascading effects on the entire ecosystem. Despite the challenges posed by the interaction between wildlife and agriculture, there are also many benefits to be gained from preserving and promoting this relationship. For example, wildlife can play a critical role in pollination, which is essential for the production of many crops. Additionally, some species of wildlife, such as birds and bats, can help to control pests, reducing the need for chemical pesticides and improving the health of the environment. In order to effectively manage the interaction between wildlife and agriculture, it is important to adopt a holistic approach that takes into account the needs of both wildlife and agriculture. This can include measures such as habitat preservation and restoration, the development of wildlife-friendly farming practices, and the promotion of sustainable agriculture. Additionally, it is important to engage in dialogue and collaboration between farmers, conservationists, and other stakeholders, in order to develop mutually beneficial solutions that address the challenges posed by this interaction. Another approach to mitigating the negative impacts of wildlife agriculture interactions is through the use of wildlife-resistant crops and farming techniques. For example, farmers can plant crops that are less attractive to wildlife, or use physical barriers to protect their fields. Additionally, farmers can implement practices such as crop rotation and companion planting, which can help to reduce the need for pesticides and improve soil health, making the land less attractive to wildlife. Conservation efforts also play an important role in mitigating the impacts of wildlife agriculture interactions. For example, protected areas such as national parks and wildlife reserves can provide crucial habitats for wildlife, helping to reduce their presence in agricultural lands. In addition, conservation programs that focus on the management and restoration of wildlife habitats can help to maintain healthy populations of wildlife, reducing the pressure on agricultural lands. Another important consideration is the role of education and outreach in promoting sustainable wildlife agriculture interactions. By educating farmers and other stakeholders about the importance of preserving wildlife and the benefits of sustainable agriculture, we can help to build a more informed and engaged community that is better equipped to address the challenges posed by this interaction. Additionally, outreach efforts can help to promote the development of best practices and innovative solutions that can help to reduce the negative impacts of wildlife agriculture interactions. In addition to the measures already discussed, there are also technological solutions that can be used to mitigate the impacts of wildlife agriculture interactions. For example, the use of remote sensing and other technologies can help to monitor wildlife populations and detect early warning signs of potential conflicts. This information can then be used to develop targeted management strategies that can help to reduce the negative impacts of wildlife agriculture interactions. Another promising technological solution is the use of non-lethal wildlife management methods, such as wildlife repellents and scare devices. These methods can help to reduce the need for lethal control measures, which can be harmful to wildlife populations and the environment. Additionally, the development of new and innovative wildlife management tools, such as wildlife-friendly fencing and barrier systems, can help to reduce the risk of conflict between wildlife and agriculture. In addition to the technological solutions, it is also important to consider the role of policy and governance in managing wildlife agriculture interactions. For example, the development of laws and regulations that protect wildlife habitats and restrict the use of harmful chemicals in agriculture can help to reduce the negative impacts of this interaction. Additionally, the creation of incentives for farmers and other stakeholders to adopt sustainable practices can help to encourage the widespread adoption of these solutions. It is important to recognize that the impacts of wildlife agriculture interactions are not limited to a single region or country, but are a global issue with far-reaching consequences. Therefore, it is important to develop international cooperation and collaboration to address this issue and promote sustainable solutions. This can include the sharing of best practices and knowledge, as well as the development of international agreements and initiatives that promote sustainable wildlife agriculture interactions. Another aspect to consider in managing wildlife agriculture interactions is the role of local communities. In many cases, local communities are the ones who are most directly impacted by these interactions. And they have a wealth of knowledge and experience that can be valuable in developing effective solutions. For example, local communities can be engaged in monitoring and reporting wildlife populations and conflicts, as well as in the implementation of conservation and management strategies. Involving local communities in wildlife agriculture management also has the added benefit of promoting local ownership and sustainability of these efforts. When local communities are involved in decision-making and have a stake in the outcome, they are more likely to support and maintain conservation and management initiatives over the long term. Another way to involve local communities in wildlife agriculture management is through the development of ecotourism and of other wildlife-based industries. These industries can provide economic benefits to local communities, while also promoting wildlife conservation and sustainable agriculture. For example, ecotourism can provide an alternative source of income for local communities, reducing the pressure on agricultural lands and wildlife habitats. Additionally, the development of wildlife-based industries can also raise awareness about the importance of wildlife conservation and promote the adoption of sustainable agriculture practices. It is also important to consider the role of research and monitoring in effectively managing wildlife agriculture interactions. By conducting scientific studies and monitoring programs, we can gain a deeper understanding of the underlying causes and consequences of these interactions, as well as the effectiveness of different management strategies. This information can then be used to inform the development of more effective and sustainable solutions. For example, research can be conducted to determine the most effective methods for reducing crop damage caused by wildlife, such as the use of wildlife-resistant crops or physical barriers. The biological processes involved in the production of agricultural animal products have been the subject of much research and debate over the years. These processes have a significant impact on both the quality and safety of the final product, as well as the environment and animal welfare. In this essay, I will discuss the various biological processes involved in the production of animal products, including breeding, feeding, and disease management, and the challenges and opportunities associated with each process. Breeding is a critical process in the production of animal products. It involves selecting animals with desirable traits, such as high milk or meat production, and breeding them to produce offspring with similar traits. Breeding programs can be designed to improve the productivity and efficiency of animal production, as well as to enhance the quality of the final product. However, selective breeding can also result in unintended consequences, such as increased susceptibility to disease and decreased animal welfare. Feeding is another important biological process in the production of animal products. Animals must be fed a balanced diet that meets their nutritional needs and supports their growth and production. Feed quality and composition can have a significant impact on the quality and safety of the final product. For example, feeding animals antibiotics and growth hormones can increase their growth rate. but it can also result in the transfer of these substances to the final product and pose a risk to human health. Disease management is a crucial aspect of animal production. Diseases can spread rapidly in animal populations and have a significant impact on production and animal welfare. Preventive measures, such as vaccination, biosecurity, and animal housing, can help to reduce the risk of disease transmission. However, when diseases do occur, it is important to respond promptly and effectively to minimize their impact. Antibiotic use in animal production is a controversial issue, as the overuse of antibiotics can lead to the development of antibiotic-resistant bacteria, which can pose a risk to human health. In addition to breeding, feeding, and disease management, there are several other biological processes involved in the production of animal products that are worth exploring. One of these processes is growth and development. Animals must grow and develop at a pace that is appropriate for their species and stage of life, in order to maximize their potential for production and minimize the risk of disease and injury. This requires careful attention to nutrition, housing, and management practices, as well as a thorough understanding of the biology of the species in question. Another important process is reproduction. In order to maintain and increase animal populations, it is necessary to manage the reproductive health of animals and ensure that they are able to breed and produce offspring. This involves a range of practices, such as artificial insemination, embryo transfer, and the management of breeding and gestation. Reproduction management is particularly important in species with low reproductive rates, such as dairy cattle, as it can have a significant impact on the long-term viability of the population. It is worth mentioning the process of processing and packaging. The final stage of animal product production is the processing and packaging of the product for distribution and consumption. This process must be carefully managed to ensure the safety and quality of the product, as well as to meet regulatory requirements. This may involve the use of preservatives, refrigeration, or other technologies to extend the shelf life of the product and prevent spoilage. Another important aspect of animal production is animal behavior and welfare. The way animals are treated and managed can have a significant impact on their well-being and, in turn, the quality of the final product. For example, stress can have a negative impact on animal health and production, while positive social interactions and appropriate housing conditions can enhance animal welfare and improve production outcomes. It is important for producers to understand the behavioral needs of their animals and to implement practices that promote their well-being. Furthermore, environmental impact is another key consideration in animal production. Animal agriculture has been linked to a range of environmental problems, including deforestation, water pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. Producers must work to minimize their environmental footprint and implement sustainable practices that reduce waste and conserve resources. This may involve the use of renewable energy sources, the adoption of conservation tillage practices, or the implementation of integrated pest management programs. In addition, consumer demand and expectations play a significant role in animal production. Consumers are increasingly concerned about the safety, quality, and sustainability of the animal products they consume, and they are demanding greater transparency and accountability from producers. This presents both challenges and opportunities for the industry, as it must find ways to meet consumer demands while also maintaining its economic viability. It is worth mentioning the importance of research and innovation in animal production. Advances in genetics, nutrition, and disease management, as well as the development of new technologies, can have a major impact on the efficiency and sustainability of animal agriculture. By supporting research and innovation, the industry can stay ahead of the curve and find new and better ways to meet the challenges and opportunities of animal production. Another important aspect of animal production is the management of waste and byproducts. Animal agriculture generates a significant amount of waste, including manure, bedding, and processing waste. If not properly managed, this waste can have negative impacts on the environment and human health. Producers must implement effective waste management practices that minimize the risk of pollution and conserve resources. This may involve the use of composting, anaerobic digestion, or other technologies to convert waste into valuable byproducts, such as fertilizer or energy. Moreover, the transportation of animals and animal products is another aspect of animal production that requires careful consideration. The transportation of live animals can be stressful for the animals and may lead to injury or death. While the transportation of animal products can result in food waste and contribute to greenhouse gas emissions, producers must implement practices that minimize the stress and impact of transportation, such as providing adequate space, ventilation, and food, and using low-emission vehicles. In addition, the role of government and regulation in animal production is also worth exploring. Governments play a critical role in ensuring the safety and quality of animal products, as well as the welfare of animals and the protection of the environment. Regulations governing animal production can be complex and vary from country to country, and producers must be familiar with and comply with the laws and regulations that apply to their operations. In addition, governments can provide support to the industry through research, education, and other programs that promote sustainability and innovation. International trade is an important aspect of animal production, as it allows producers to access new markets and sell their products to customers around the world. However, international trade also presents challenges, as different countries have different regulations and standards. Types of beneficial bacteria for plants and their role. Bacteria are a crucial component of the soil ecosystem, playing an essential role in maintaining the health and productivity of plants. Beneficial bacteria help plants to grow faster, improve their nutrient uptake, enhance their resistance to disease and environmental stresses, and even help to control harmful pests. In this passage, we will explore some of the most common types of beneficial bacteria for plants and their important roles. Rhizobium. Rhizobium is a genus of soil bacteria that are responsible for fixing atmospheric nitrogen, making it available to plants in a form that they can use. This process is essential for plant growth and is particularly important for crops such as legumes, which have a high demand for nitrogen. The bacteria live in the nodules that form on the roots of legumes, where they convert atmospheric nitrogen into a form that can be taken up by the plant. In return, the plant provides the bacteria with carbohydrates for energy. Azospirillum. Azospirillum is a group of bacteria that are found in the soil and on the roots of many plants. These bacteria are known to promote plant growth by fixing atmospheric nitrogen, producing growth hormones, and enhancing nutrient uptake. They also help to protect plants from diseases and environmental stresses, such as drought and salt. Bacillus. Bacillus is a genus of soil bacteria that are known for their ability to produce antibiotics, which can help to protect plants from harmful pathogens. They also promote plant growth by producing enzymes that help to break down organic matter in the soil, making nutrients more available to the plant. Bacillus bacteria are commonly used as a biocontrol agent in agriculture, as they can help to control harmful pests and diseases without the use of synthetic chemicals. Pseudomonas. Pseudomonas is a genus of soil bacteria that are known for their ability to produce a wide range of enzymes and metabolites that can benefit plants. They help to promote plant growth by producing plant growth hormones, solubilizing phosphorus, and fixing nitrogen. Pseudomonas bacteria also help to protect plants from diseases by producing antibiotics and competing with harmful pathogens for resources. Streptomyces. Streptomyces is a genus of soil bacteria that are known for their ability to produce a wide range of secondary metabolites, including antibiotics, enzymes, and growth factors. These bacteria help to promote plant growth by producing enzymes that break down organic matter in the soil, making nutrients more available to the plant. Streptomyces bacteria are also known to produce compounds that can protect plants from harmful pathogens and pests. Mycorrhizae. Mycorrhizae are a type of fungi that form symbiotic relationships with plant roots. These fungi help to promote plant growth by increasing nutrient uptake and protecting plants from diseases and environmental stresses. Mycorrhizae fungi form a network of hyphae that extend into the soil, increasing the surface area available for nutrient uptake. In return, the plant provides the fungi with carbohydrates for energy. Actinomycetes. Actinomycetes are a type of bacteria that are found in the soil and on the roots of many plants. These bacteria help to promote plant growth by producing enzymes that break down organic matter in the soil, making nutrients more available to the plant. Actinomycetes bacteria are also known to produce compounds that can protect plants from harmful pathogens and pests. The role of beneficial bacteria in plant growth. Beneficial bacteria play an essential role in plant growth, providing many benefits to plants, including improved nutrient uptake. Beneficial bacteria help plants to absorb nutrients from the soil more efficiently. By breaking down organic matter and solubilizing nutrients, such as phosphorus and nitrogen. This leads to improved plant growth. Disease control. Beneficial bacteria can protect plants from diseases by producing antibiotics and competing with harmful pathogens for resources. This can help to reduce the need for synthetic chemicals and promote healthier, more sustainable farming practices. Stress tolerance. Beneficial bacteria can help plants to cope with environmental stresses, such as drought and salt. By producing compounds that help the plant to conserve water and protect against oxidative damage. Growth promotion. Beneficial bacteria can produce growth hormones and other compounds that promote plant growth, leading to higher yields and healthier plants. Biocontrol. Beneficial bacteria can be used as a biocontrol agent in agriculture, helping to control harmful pests and diseases without the use of synthetic chemicals. This can reduce the environmental impact of farming and promote more sustainable practices. Another important role of beneficial bacteria is in enhancing the soil's overall health and fertility. Bacteria help to decompose organic matter in the soil, releasing nutrients that are then available to the plant roots. This organic matter is critical to soil health and is composed of dead plant material, animal waste, and other organic material. Bacteria, such as the Bacillus and Actinomycetes, are especially effective at breaking down organic matter, leading to an overall improvement in soil health and fertility. Beneficial bacteria can also help to mitigate the negative effects of certain agricultural practices. For example, intensive farming practices can lead to soil compaction, erosion, and a reduction in soil fertility. However, bacteria such as Azospirillum and Rhizobium can help to improve soil structure, increase soil aeration, and enhance nutrient uptake, leading to improved soil fertility and better crop yields. Additionally, beneficial bacteria can play a crucial role in phytoremediation, which is the process of using plants to remove harmful pollutants from the soil. Bacteria, such as Pseudomonas and Bacillus, have been shown to degrade and detoxify pollutants such as pesticides, heavy metals, and hydrocarbons, making the soil safer and healthier for plant growth. It is also worth noting that not all bacteria are beneficial to plant growth, and some can even be harmful. Harmful bacteria can cause plant diseases, reduce nutrient uptake, and inhibit plant growth. Understanding the different types of bacteria and their roles in the soil ecosystem is essential for creating healthy and productive growing conditions for plants. One fascinating area of research in the field of beneficial bacteria is their potential to enhance plant defense mechanisms against environmental stressors such as drought and high temperatures. Studies have shown that some beneficial bacteria can produce compounds that stimulate a plant's stress response, leading to improved tolerance and survival under stressful conditions. These compounds can include osmolytes, antioxidants, and heat shock proteins, which help to protect plant cells from damage caused by stress. Another exciting area of research is the potential for beneficial bacteria to improve the nutritional quality of crops. For example, some bacteria are capable of fixing atmospheric nitrogen into a form that can be utilized by plants, leading to increased nitrogen levels in the soil and improved plant growth. Other bacteria can produce compounds such as phytohormones and vitamins that promote plant growth and enhance nutritional value. Beneficial bacteria can also play a crucial role in promoting biodiversity and maintaining ecosystem health. Soil bacteria are an essential component of the soil food web, providing nutrients and energy to other organisms in the ecosystem, including plants. By enhancing soil health and fertility, beneficial bacteria can contribute to a healthy and diverse soil ecosystem that supports a variety of plant and animal life. Finally, it is worth noting that the benefits of beneficial bacteria extend beyond agriculture and into other fields such as bioremediation, medicine, and biotechnology. For example, some bacteria are being studied for their potential to produce biofuels, while others are being used in wastewater treatment to break down harmful pollutants. In medicine, beneficial bacteria are being studied for their potential to improve gut health and prevent infections. Biological processes in the production of fish and shrimp products. Fish and shrimp are important sources of protein and essential nutrients for human consumption. The demand for fish and shrimp products has increased in recent years due to the growing world population and the increasing recognition of the nutritional benefits of these foods. However, the production of fish and shrimp products involves complex biological processes that require careful management to ensure optimal yields and quality. One of the most important factors in the production of fish and shrimp is the management of water quality. Fish and shrimp are aquatic organisms that require specific environmental conditions to thrive. These conditions include the pH of the water, the the temperature, the concentration of dissolved oxygen, and the levels of ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate. Poor water quality can lead to stress, disease, and even death in fish and shrimp, which can have a significant impact on production yields. To maintain optimal water quality, fish and shrimp producers use a range of techniques, including filtration, aeration, and chemical treatments. Filtration is used to remove suspended solids and organic matter from the water, which can help to reduce the levels of ammonia and nitrite. Aeration is used to increase the levels of dissolved oxygen in the water, which is essential for the respiration of fish and shrimp. Chemical treatments are used to adjust the pH of the water, remove harmful bacteria, and control algae growth. Another important factor in the production of fish and shrimp is the management of the feed. Fish and shrimp require a balanced diet that contains the essential nutrients they need to grow and develop. These nutrients include proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals. The feed used in fish and shrimp production can be either natural or artificial, depending on the type of operation and the species being produced. Natural feeds include live or frozen organisms such as plankton, algae, and small fish. These feeds can provide a source of essential nutrients for fish and shrimp, but they can also be expensive and difficult to manage. Artificial feeds, on the other hand, are formulated to provide a balanced diet that meets the specific nutritional requirements of fish and shrimp. These feeds are usually made from a combination of plant and animal-based ingredients, such as soybean meal, fish meal, and shrimp meal. The production of fish and shrimp also involves the management of the breeding and growth of the animals. Breeding programs are used to select and propagate individuals with desirable traits such as rapid growth, disease resistance, and high meat quality. These programs involve the careful selection of broodstock and the use of advanced techniques such as artificial insemination and genetic engineering. Once the fish or shrimp have hatched, they are reared in specialized facilities such as hatcheries, nurseries, and grow-out ponds. The management of these facilities involves careful monitoring of the environmental conditions, feeding, and disease control. Hatcheries are used to produce high-quality juveniles that are suitable for grow-out. Nurseries are used to rear juveniles until they reach a suitable size for transfer to grow-out ponds. Grow-out ponds are used to rear fish or shrimp to market size. Disease management is a critical component of fish and shrimp production. Diseases can have a significant impact on production yields and can even lead to the loss of entire crops. To minimize the risk of disease outbreaks, fish and shrimp producers use a range of management strategies, including biosecurity measures, vaccination programs, and the use of antibiotics and other medications. Biosecurity measures are used to prevent the introduction of diseases into the production system. These measures include the use of quarantine procedures, the screening of new stock, and the implementation of strict hygiene protocols. Vaccination programs are used to provide immunity against specific diseases. Antibiotics and other medications are used to treat and prevent infections. The use of antibiotics in fish and shrimp production has become a controversial issue in recent years due to concerns about the development of antibiotic resistance in bacteria. Antibiotics are used to treat bacterial infections in fish and shrimp, but overuse can lead to the development of antibiotic-resistant bacteria that can pose a threat to human health. To minimize the risk of antibiotic resistance, many fish and shrimp producers are adopting alternative management strategies, such as probiotics, prebiotics, and immunostimulants. Probiotics are beneficial bacteria that can help to improve gut health and enhance the immune system of fish and shrimp. Prebiotics are non-digestible carbohydrates that promote the growth of beneficial bacteria in the gut. Immunostimulants are substances that can enhance the immune response of fish and shrimp, making them more resistant to disease. Another important factor in the production of fish and shrimp is the environmental impact of the industry. Fish and shrimp production can have a significant impact on the surrounding ecosystem, including the depletion of natural resources, water pollution, and habitat destruction. To minimize the environmental impact of the industry, fish and shrimp producers are adopting more sustainable production practices, such as recirculating aquaculture systems, integrated multi-trophic aquaculture, and the use of alternative protein sources. Recirculating aquaculture systems, RAS, are closed-loop systems that recycle water and waste products, reducing the amount of water and nutrients required to produce fish and shrimp. Integrated multi-trophic aquaculture, IMTA, is a system that combines the production of fish and shrimp with the cultivation of other organisms such as algae and seaweed. This system can help to reduce the environmental impact of the industry by using the waste products of one species as a nutrient source for another. The use of alternative protein sources is another strategy for reducing the environmental impact of the fish and shrimp industry. Traditionally, fish meal and shrimp meal have been used as the primary protein sources in fish and shrimp feed. However, these ingredients are expensive and require large amounts of wild-caught fish and shrimp to produce. Alternative protein sources, such as insect meal, algae, and plant-based proteins, are being developed as a more sustainable and environmentally friendly option. One area of focus in the production of fish and shrimp products is the use of genetics and genomics to improve breeding and growth. By selectively breeding fish and shrimp with desirable traits, such as rapid growth or disease resistance, producers can improve the efficiency of the production process and enhance the quality of the final product. Genomic tools, such as genetic markers and DNA sequencing, are being used to identify and characterize genes that are associated with important traits in fish and shrimp. This information can be used to develop genetic tests to identify individuals with desirable traits for breeding purposes. It can also be used to develop molecular breeding programs that use genomic information to guide the selection of breeding pairs. Another application of genomics in fish and shrimp production is the development of genetically modified organisms, GMOs, that are designed to have specific traits, such as increased growth or disease resistance. The interaction between organisms and the ocean environment. The ocean is a vast and complex environment, and the interactions between organisms and their surroundings play a critical role in shaping marine ecosystems. The ocean is home to an incredible diversity of life, ranging from microscopic plankton to massive whales and sharks. These organisms have adapted to the unique challenges presented by life in the ocean, such as changes in water temperature, salinity, and pressure. One of the most important interactions between organisms and the ocean environment is the exchange of nutrients. Nutrients are essential for the growth and survival of marine organisms, and they are often in short supply in the ocean. Many organisms, such as phytoplankton and algae, rely on photosynthesis to produce their own food, and they require sunlight, carbon dioxide, and nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus to do so. These nutrients can be found in seawater, and are often brought to the surface by upwelling currents or mixing events. Once these nutrients are available, they can stimulate the growth of phytoplankton and other primary producers, which form the base of the marine food web. Another critical interaction between organisms and the ocean environment is the exchange of gases, particularly oxygen and carbon dioxide. Marine organisms require oxygen to carry out cellular respiration, just like land animals, and they also produce carbon dioxide as a waste product. The ocean plays a crucial role in the global carbon cycle, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and storing it in the deep ocean. This process, known as carbon sequestration, helps to regulate the Earth's climate by reducing the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. The ocean environment also presents unique challenges for marine organisms in terms of temperature and pressure. The temperature of ocean water varies depending on location, depth, and season, and it can range from near freezing temperatures in polar regions to over 100 degrees Fahrenheit in shallow tropical waters. Many marine organisms have adapted to these extreme temperatures by developing specialized proteins and other mechanisms to maintain their internal temperature and metabolism. For example, some fish can generate heat through muscle contractions, while others have antifreeze proteins that prevent their bodily fluids from freezing in cold water. Pressure is another important factor in the ocean environment, with pressure increasing by approximately 1 atmosphere for every 10 meters of depth. This means that organisms living at great depths, such as deep-sea creatures, are subjected to extremely high pressures that can exceed 1,000 times atmospheric pressure. These organisms have adapted to the high pressure by developing unique body structures and biochemical processes that allow them to survive in these extreme conditions. The ocean environment also plays a critical role in shaping the behavior and distribution of marine organisms. Ocean currents, for example, can transport organisms over vast distances, allowing them to colonize new habitats and expand their ranges. These currents also help to mix nutrients and gases throughout the ocean, creating complex and dynamic ecosystems that support a wide variety of life. The interaction between organisms and the ocean environment is not always beneficial, however. Human activities, such as pollution and overfishing, can have profound impacts on marine ecosystems and disrupt the delicate balance of interactions between organisms and their surroundings. Pollution from oil spills, plastics, and other sources can harm marine organisms by disrupting their food sources, damaging their habitats, and introducing toxic chemicals into the water. Overfishing can also have significant impacts on marine ecosystems by removing key species from the food chain, disrupting predator-prey relationships, and altering the composition of marine communities. Another important factor that influences the interaction between organisms and the ocean environment is the availability of light. Light is essential for photosynthesis, which is the primary source of food for many marine organisms. The amount and quality of light that penetrates the ocean depend on a variety of factors, such as water depth, water clarity, and the angle of the sun. In shallow waters, where light can easily penetrate the surface, marine plants and algae can grow in abundance, providing food and habitat for a variety of organisms. In deeper waters, where light is scarce, organisms have adapted to find alternative food sources or use bioluminescence to attract prey. The interaction between organisms and the ocean environment also includes predation and competition. Predation is a natural process in which one organism feeds on another, and it plays an important role in regulating populations and maintaining ecological balance. Predators have evolved a variety of strategies to catch their prey, such as stealth, speed, and camouflage. Prey, in turn, have developed a variety of defenses, such as armor, toxins, and escape behaviors. Competition for resources, such as food and space, also plays a role in shaping marine ecosystems. Organisms that can outcompete others for limited resources will have a better chance of survival and reproduction. Finally, the ocean environment is also shaped by geological processes, such as tectonic activity and volcanic eruptions. These events can create new habitats and alter existing ones, providing opportunities for organisms to colonize new areas or adapt to changing conditions. For example, hydrothermal vents, which are formed by volcanic activity on the ocean floor, support unique communities of organisms that are adapted to live in extreme conditions, such as high temperatures and toxic chemicals. Another factor that affects the interaction between organisms and the ocean environment is climate change. The Earth's climate is changing due to the increased concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, which is primarily caused by human activities such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation. The ocean plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate, as it absorbs and stores large amounts of carbon dioxide, CO2, from the atmosphere. However, as the ocean absorbs more CO2, its pH decreases, leading to a process called ocean acidification. This change in pH can affect the growth, reproduction, and survival of many marine organisms, such as shell-forming species like corals, oysters, and planktonic species. Climate change also affects the ocean environment by causing changes in temperature, sea level, and ocean currents. Warmer temperatures can lead to the bleaching and death of coral reefs, which are important habitats for many marine species. Rising sea levels can also cause coastal erosion, flooding, and habitat loss, which can have negative impacts on marine and terrestrial ecosystems alike. Changes in ocean currents can affect the distribution of nutrients and plankton, which are the basis of the marine food web. Human activities also have a significant impact on the ocean environment and the organisms that inhabit it. Overfishing, pollution, and habitat destruction are some of the most pressing threats to marine ecosystems. Overfishing can lead to the depletion of fish populations, which can have cascading effects on the entire ecosystem. Pollution, including plastic debris, chemicals, and nutrients from agricultural runoff, can harm marine organisms and their habitats. Habitat destruction, such as the destruction of coral reefs and mangrove forests, can lead to the loss of important habitats and the organisms that depend on them. To mitigate these impacts, conservation efforts are essential. Protected areas, such as marine reserves and marine protected areas, MPAs, can help to conserve and restore marine ecosystems by limiting human activities, such as fishing and pollution.